when I went back, I told my coach that I'm not doing this anymore. I'm not stepping up ladders anymore. I'm not running by myself anymore. I'm done. I'm done with this event. I'm not touching it again. And he said, okay lah. Yeah, he understood. So my name is Vanessa. I'm a New Balance athlete. I basically do competitive long distance running.
You have been having an incredible year so far. You set 3 new national records: 3,000 meter steeplechase, 5,000 meter, and 10,000 meter road. Yeah. Put it into words how your year has been.
2024 has been such an amazing year for me.
You compete in so many different events. Like how do you adapt to different races? I mean,
it's really taking the training for the races. You basically can tell where you are lacking in. When you have like a certain range. So some people only have like a small range, and then let's say they don't have enough speed. Then they cannot do really well in like the shorter distances or mid distances. Or some people lack endurance, then they don't do well when converting upwards, that kind of thing.
What's a steeplechase? I've never heard of it before.
Oh my god, okay. Basically, it's a long distance event. Somehow, someone thinks that long distance is not high enough, then they add barriers, and then they think it's still not long enough, then they add like one random ass water jump instead. So that's basically.
You took a 5-year break. 5-year break is very, very long. What made you return to it?
Okay, so basically I had a mental breakdown. Okay, so
why not we start by you introducing yourself? Like, what's your name? What do you do?
Okay. Hi, my name is Vanessa. I'm a New Balance athlete, and I basically do competitive long distance running. Not marathon though. So anything from like 1,005 to the half marathon.
Okay, beautiful. So you run a lot basically, and obviously you have a lot of passion for running. So let me ask you, like, how did it all begin? Like, how did running even set foot into your life?
I mean, honestly, I feel like everyone can do running, right? I think there's the difference between like recreational and competitive running. So I mean, passion for running started accidentally actually. When I just happened to be in this like female or girl secondary school. And then like one day, during the annual cross country, I accidentally won it. So I accidentally like broke some school record or something. But honestly, I think it's because nobody else ever like really ran it before. I just wanted to get it over and done with. yeah. Then there was this like physical education teacher back then. He saw like a potential within me. So like the next year he like started up a team for me to go to nationals cross country in my secondary 4 year, my last year of secondary school. Yeah. And then from there, I got fourth place individually. And then I got started to go to Victoria Junior College. That's where I started training competitively. Yeah. So it's really very accidental, but I found a lot of joy in running and running competitively.
Okay, beautiful. So basically, Sec 4, you entered what was that? A national cross country competition.
Yeah. So basically it's across all the schools, that one.
Mm-hmm.
B division. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then VJC saw that you perform well, and then you got accepted into VJC.
Yeah.
Okay, beautiful. Okay, so I mean, that's a very interesting story. I mean, accidentally winning competitions, and because you didn't want to walk, and then that's where you found joy in running. That's pretty interesting, and I mean, that is what has led you to what you are so far, right? I mean, I've been looking at the news recently, 2024. You have been having an incredible year so far. I mean, breaking a lot of records, right? I mean, you set three new national records, right? 3,000 meter steeplechase, 5,000 meter and 10,000 meter road, at the Gold Coast Marathon. So put it into words how your year has been. How you felt breaking all these records this year?
I cannot put it into words.
Yeah.
I'm so shocked myself, honestly. 2024 has been such an amazing year for me. I literally do not know what happened because basically at the start of the year, I had my first race, you know, your season opener, and like my first race was a 10K track, and I PB'd by like 5 seconds, even though I was like pretty sick. Yeah. So I was like, oh damn. That was pretty good. Yeah, I mean, and then from then on, right? Cause I PB in one event, I was like, okay, ready to
Mm.
move on to the other event, and I got like some events scheduled like for 2024 already. Yeah, so like it just happens and it keeps happening. So it's like once I PB like my first events, then I just continued to PB my other events. So the next one I ran was like 5K in Australia. Also PB, ran under 18 for the first time. It was amazing, and my friends were there. Yeah, and then after that I went to Nagoya half marathon, PB as well. Yeah, so I mean like it's just amazing lah. Yeah, it's just been very easy. And I wanted to keep that momentum up. So I just kept on scheduling races after races for like the first half of the year. Yeah. And yeah, so the first half of 2024 has been super great, super amazing. Not gonna lie though, the 5K took a while for the
Yeah.
national record. So I think I had like another attempt right after my 3K steeplechase. So that was like a last minute flight, last minute planned uh race. So then I ran that by myself in Hong Kong, and I was 2 seconds off. So I was like, no, I gotta try again. It's too close, yeah. So I gotta try again. And I did it in Malaysia afterwards. Yeah.
Mm.
And then Gold Coast was really the final one because I was thinking, okay, so if I can do the 5K, that means I can break the 10K. So after that, it was pretty last minute also.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I just wanted to keep that momentum up all the way. Yeah. But after the 10K, like took a bit of like a break, and then now like we are back to like, you know, base building and then pushing up the momentum again to prepare for 2025 because I want to qualify for SEA Games next year. Yeah.
Okay. So I mean, obviously you're in a rich vein of form. Like you said, the momentum carried you a lot of PBs. Do you have any other races for the rest of the year?
Yeah, but okay, so for the later part of okay, so you know how Olympics was happening this year,
Yeah.
right? So there was kind of a like a lack of races in Singapore, like locally and as like around the region as well, because I
Mm.
think everybody's focused on the Olympics. Yeah, so for quarter 3, like Q3, there wasn't a lot of races and I didn't really have anything planned, especially after Gold Coast as well. Yeah, so I took a bit of a break, and then after that, I'm starting back on like getting my strength back and then getting like base building back. And then for Q4, there's like a lot of local road races that are happening. So I'm taking part in that, like the standard ones like Great Eastern, Standard Chartered. Yeah.
Mm.
And then from building on from there, because that's gonna be mostly like 10K roads or like half marathon roads. And then building on from there, I will move on to like move back to track and then try to qualify for 2025 SEA Games when the window opens in November.
Okay. Definitely. I mean,
Yeah.
I'll be rooting for you for that. The game's very
Thank you.
important. But no, just quick question. Like, what do you think attributed to your hot form? You know, like this year. Like, what do you think
Okay,
made you do so well?
I really cannot tell you. Like honestly, I can only speculate on it. Like
Yeah.
I really, really cannot tell you. But my friends do have like some
Yeah.
theories. Okay, so
Okay.
I left my previous coach after 2023 SEA Games last year. Yeah, and I was really scared being on my own because like I never not have a coach before.
Mm.
And the reason why I left is like because, you know, having working full time is very
Yeah.
it's very difficult to balance with training, and I wanted a bit more flexibility on my
Mm.
end. Yeah, so I decided to like, you know, take a break from my coach and venture out like on my own. And I was really scared because I have no idea what I'm doing. Honestly, I mean I've been running competitively
Mm.
for a few years now, but like if you ask me to be on my own, it's really very scary.
Mm.
Yeah. So there's a lot of trial and error, but I find that, you know, having this flexibility really works for me. Yeah. Yeah. So it's like when I'm free, I can run. Like I don't have to stick to like their group schedule. Yeah. And then mentally it's also uh it's been better for me. I think the really, really important part for for me is like the mental aspect, because honestly I feel like, yeah, I can do the trainings and stuff, but what really breaks me down most of the time is my mental. So
Mm,
right now I have like this like coach, which is
mm,
also my friend. Yeah. Like she doesn't give me programs or anything, but basically she really helps with my mental part. Also because like it's my friend, so it's like more
mm,
more like peer coaching. Yeah. So every time, like, before a race, I will probably be like nervous or like low key gonna have a mental breakdown. Then she's gonna be there talking to me about things and stuff. Yeah. So I think the flexibility comes from me, and also not having like a coach and a very very strict schedule. Yeah. But also like the mental aspects, like I turn to my friend who is technically my coach lah. Yeah, right
mm.
now. I think that's this has been working for me and for her so far. Yeah. So uh so far it's been going great. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, 100% a different approach. And I mean, if if it's working, why not keep doing it, right? And see how far you can take it, both you and your
Yeah,
friend. I know, I think it's amazing, and I think thanks for also sharing me like how your friends help. I mean, your friend helped you, before every race when you have like some kind of mental breakdown. They kind of soothe your fears or anxiety or whatsoever to help you perform at your best. I mean, it's amazing to have friends like that, right?
yeah. I think something very interesting is that a lot of the high performing
Mm,
people are actually self-coach. So like on the guy side, there's like people called like Sean and John. I don't know where you heard of them. Yeah,
mm,
we're all self-coach. Uh, yeah, a few of my other friends are also self-coach, and then we basically come together and we run together. And like a lot of our trainings or like intervals is more flexible as well. Yeah, and it's great to have this group lah, and knowing that other people are also like self-coaching and then going
mm,
through the same thing, like they're going through trial and error. They are like saying like, oh my god, what if this not works? Like they're having the same kind of anxieties and feelings as you, but
mm.
somehow, right, all of us are still doing well. Yeah, at a very high level. So yeah.
100%. Yeah, I think, but it also takes a certain level of discipline within the person, right? Like sometimes people need a coach to push them or to set schedules, or they won't
Mm.
get off, their seat and do the work. So there must be a certain level of discipline, which obviously you and the rest of the runners you've mentioned have. And actually, for you guys, like you said, peer coaching to come together and trial and error and push each other and see what each other is doing. Oh, I think that's fantastic also.
Just a quick one. I remember back when I was younger, I was going through an incredibly tough period in my life where I had no one to talk to about my problems. There was no place I could share my honest thoughts and feelings because I was just so afraid of being judged by people. And I realized that was so bad for my mental well being. It's like bottling up everything and just waiting for a day where it all explodes. So, no, we're not gonna let that happen for you. Because my team and I have developed a free social app called Huddle.so where you can share all your problems anonymously, whatever is currently on your mind that's bothering you, whatever is making you upset or giving you sleepless nights. This is a non-toxic app where you can just be yourself, heal, and make many wholesome friends that will be there for you to support you during difficult times. The app is currently available on iOS at the moment, so good news for iPhone users. But we are working really hard to get an Android version out as soon as we can, so we don't miss out on the rest of you. So trust me, download the app, give it a shot, and I guarantee you that your future you will thank you for taking care of yourself. I'll put the link in the description below as well, and I'll see you in Harvest.
Yeah, I was just wondering, like you compete in so many different events. Like how do you adapt to different races? I mean, it, all the races must be so different, right? In terms of strategy, in terms of physical, in terms of endurance. How do you do it? Like so many different events, 3,000, 5,000, 800.
Yeah, so okay, so the funny thing is that I think all of these events correlate, and especially for a long distance. So let's say like you run a good 5K, right? You can definitely run a good 10K. Yeah,
Mm,
it's like a bit more of a stretch, because like you have the different distances. Like I wouldn't say like, okay, so let's say like if you run a good 1,005, I wouldn't say you can definitely do a good half marathon. But like the 5K and 10Ks are like so close together. It's like, if you run a good 5K, I can tell you that you can run a good 10K, that kind of thing. So
mm,
there's like a conversion that links all these distances together, and you basically can tell where you are lacking in. Yeah, when you have like a certain range. So some people only have like a small range, and then let's say they don't have enough speed. Yeah, then they cannot do really well in like the shorter distances or mid distances. Yeah, or some people lack endurance, then they don't do well when converting upwards, that kind of thing. Yeah, but I think for me, like honestly, it's also very difficult to maintain this entire range. But I like to be a jack of all trades, honestly. And sometimes I just need to focus, like really, really focus, right? Like for example, for like if I know I'm going to race 1,005 next, right? I would definitely have to incorporate a lot more speed training before the race. Yeah, and then if I'm doing a half marathon, like you know the two sides of the range, yeah. So I definitely have to incorporate my long runs into the training. Yeah. So it's really tweaking the trainings for the races. Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, I mean, like you said, if you can run a good 5K, you can probably run a good 10K. It's just a bit more of a stretch. Yeah, because no, in my mind, I was like, I mean, with the limited running knowledge I have, I mean, I've seen videos before, like you see the difference between someone running a marathon and someone running 100 meter. Like they train different muscle in their legs I don't know what they call it, right? Twitch fibers
Yeah,
or
yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
And then
Yeah,
like you in like 100 meter you push off strong and then you just go all out. And then for marathons like you need more endurance, so you train different muscle groups, right? So maybe perhaps like you said, different is different, right? And you adapt differently. Like I thought it was interesting that like you said for like 1,005 you incorporate more speed trainings,
yeah.
for example, and then it's like you strategize, right, accordingly. So I thought that was pretty cool. And
Yeah.
actually I just wanted to ask also, like you went for the steeplechase, right? The 3,000 meter steeplechase. You took a fire break before then. But first of all, just bring me through very quickly. What's a steeplechase? I've never heard of it before.
Oh my god, okay. So Steeplechase is this event, but I don't know who is it invented by, but I hate this guy, whoever invented it. Basically it's a long distance event
Yeah.
that they like somehow someone thinks that long distance is not high enough, then they add barriers, and then they think it's still not long enough, then they add like one random ass water jump instead. Yeah. So
Yeah.
that's basically the event.
Okay. And I mean you took a 5 year break. 5 year break is very, very long. What made you return to it?
Yeah, okay, so basically I had a mental breakdown.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I was the under 20 national record holder for the 3,000 meter steeplechase back then. And then because steeplechase is not like a very popular event in like the female scene. So
Okay.
there was a lot of struggles that I think has improved now. But back then, like for example, right, there was this one year where I broke the under 20 record. Then the next year, when I was trying to take part in Singapore Open again, they told me that they were I couldn't qualify for the event unless I run a qualifying timing from the previous unit. I was like, what are you talking about? I'm really, okay, I'm not trying to be entitled or anything, but I'm
Yeah.
literally like the under 20 record holder and I just ran your event last year.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. So after that they told me that okay, so there's one last event and then they're not gonna run the event unless there are a minimum of 3 participants inside. So I had to pay for 2 other friends to run the event with me. Yeah, and
Okay.
then one of them just purposely like DNF, that kind of thing. Yeah. To run the event with me so that I could qualify for Singapore Open. It was really quite stupid lah, like to be
Yeah.
honest.
It was
Yeah. So
draining as well, yeah.
yeah, so like back then I was student, I was like broke and I had to deal with like all these kind of things, like
Yeah.
politics or do not share
Yeah.
campus. Yeah, so I mean that was one hurdle. Another one was like so there was this one that really put me when I was training for it and I knew I could break the national record based on like my training lah. Then the night before I had like this really heavy period that came. Yeah. So after that I felt very lethargic and very, very tired and yeah, when it came down to the race itself, like I was 1 second off my PB. So I was really quite like sad and disappointed. Yeah. And like why is my body doing this, Yeah. I didn't understand because like I was thinking back at my training, I was thinking back like you know how many hours I took to like bring out the hurdles, set it up, yeah, like all my blood, sweat, and tears, that kind of thing. Yeah, just to not be able to do better than I previously was. Yeah, so I was very sad, and like when I went back, I told my coach that yeah, I'm not doing this anymore. I'm not setting up orders anymore. I'm not running by myself anymore. I'm done. I'm done with this event. I'm not touching it again. And he said, okay lah. Yeah, he understood. He understood. So yeah, so I didn't touch the event for a very long time until now. Because now like I'm a lot stronger, honestly. Like with my other events also. Yeah, I'm a lot faster. And like when I ran the half marathon, it was about like the 3K steeplechase pace earlier on in the year. Then after that, my friend was like, why don't you just try? Go for it, right? Yeah, you just jump hurdles. Alright. I was like, okay, yeah, honestly, give it a shot. Let's do it. Yeah, so that's what brought me back.
No, thanks for being so honest and I mean so vulnerable and sharing that with me. No, so what I wanted to know was, okay, you went through a lot. So this is your second steeplechase. The first one was 5 years ago.
No lah, I
Oh wait,
participated in.
oh yeah, you said you're the under 20.
Oh yeah. Okay, so along the way between the 5 years, I also
Yeah.
did participate in the event. Whether okay, so I remember one time it was just for fun. Whether it's like you know in IVP just to get a medal, like, because I know that I can win, or like yeah, but I've never seriously tried to go for the record ever again for those
Oh,
5 years.
yeah.
Yeah, so I did participate in the event, but yeah, I didn't ever try to run it seriously.
Okay, so
For that gap.
so during that bad period that you went through, that bad steeplechase, when you were trying to do your best, right? You said you got 1 second. Was it 1 second less than
Yeah,
your
yeah.
best? Yeah, I mean, you must have felt terrible after that, of course.
Yeah.
But did you like sort of blame yourself or?
No, okay. So this period thing has happened before,
Yeah.
like right before a race. So like, I kind of know what happened. I was just very sad lah that you know I trained so hard, but then just nice the night before, and then this thing kind of happened. So I don't know who to blame honestly back then. Like there was no one to blame. There was
Yeah.
yeah. There was no
Something
one
you
to
can't
blame.
control.
Yeah, and it sucks because it's really out of my control. So yeah, that's why I was really really very sad and I just didn't want to do it anymore. Yeah.
Understand. Yeah, but no, I'm just so happy that you and for your friend for making you go for the steeplechase this year again and then breaking the record. So I'm so happy for you. I mean, it just shows how much when you set your mind to it and when you know there are things that you can't control that does not happen. That's where you can perform and you can show who you are on a global stage, right? And I think you did fantastic. So no, I'm so happy for you. And I also saw recently that you introduced strength and condition training into your routine. Okay, so walk me through um why you did that. Because you did mention on an article before, right? Body image issues or something like that back in the past.
No.
And then secondly, how does strength training helps a runner?
Okay. Obviously, strength training definitely helps because, like, you know, your legs are like pounding all day, all the time. You're trying to like, let's say you want to improve, you want to like increase your mileage, all this, or like you want to have like more intense training. Obviously, you need like the muscles, the strength to like take the training. If not, like you're gonna get injured, and that's just gonna alter your process. Yeah. So definitely, strength and conditioning is very important.
Yeah.
It's just that I didn't do it. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, I had like this body image issues because actually during the first 3 years of when I first started in VJ, right, there was quite a lot of gym work to be done. And honestly I was pretty happy. I noticed that, you know, I was getting bigger in pictures and things like that. And but then I was like I was winning races with my friends, my teammates back then, and I was happy lah. I really was. Yeah, I thought it was okay. It was fine because as long as I'm faster, I didn't really care how I look like because like as long as I don't look like overly
Yeah.
overly
Bulky.
big. Yeah. It's just a small change. Yeah, because I was putting on muscle. Then when I came into like university, then I don't know whether it's like change of environment or meeting new friends or whatnot. Like I realized that there was a lot of comments from like other people, some of them online as well. Yeah, that like about my body and things like that. Yeah, so uh, I don't know why that really affected me. Yeah, so I just didn't want to be so bulky anymore. So I stopped. Yeah, completely stopped. I mean, I still continue running. I just stopped touching weights. I stopped doing strength because I didn't want to have any more muscles. You know? Yeah. Uh, yeah. I mean, I was still improving. I was still slowly improving, and I was just happy improving lah. Yeah, but finally, I think it just came down to like this year when I was more free and flexible, and then like because I told myself I wanted to improve, right? Yeah, and then I just told my friend like, you know what, let's start let's start again. I'm honestly very weak. Like I can't even carry weight. Yeah, she's really amazed at me, honestly. Like I can't do any like weights now, but we are working on like resistant band works.
Yeah.
Weights. Yeah, so we're starting with that, and yeah, I've been improving with my strength, and I can see that with my running form and my performance as well. Yeah, so I'm really happy to be back incorporating this into my training as well.
Awesome. I mean, thanks for being so real with me. I know I can really see how like social media comments, body shame, and also like the change of my environment, like you said, university might affect one's thinking or perception of the things they do, or what they should be. Right? It's normal. It's normal. It's really very normal, especially. I mean, we are probably around the same generation. I mean, especially in your 20s, and then when you're going to university and you're finding your identity, um, you're more malleable, I would say, because you're still young adults and like teenagers, young adults. So no, I think a lot of people will find you an inspiration for sure for having gone through all of that. And also, no, you've done really well. I mean, you're an international record holder. I mean, that's not a small thing. Definitely, that's a huge thing, especially in our small country, small little red dot. I'm sure a lot of people find you an inspiration.
Yeah, I'm not sure whether I'm my inspiration. Like I know I just feel bad. Like I don't mind sharing my story, and yeah, I do hope people just learn from it so that they are not as affected by it. I feel like maybe the female runners also go through the same thing, but a lot of us don't speak up.
Yeah,
Yeah. So
100%.
you kind of hear stories around like, oh, like this person had this eating disorder last time, or
Yeah,
like
yeah.
this person got this eating disorder last time, and then they're better now, or like maybe they're still struggling, but then nobody ever talks about it because it's and I just wanted to be a bit more open with my opinion so that maybe others can be more open with their opinions as well. I don't know whether I'm an inspiration, but yeah, I just
No, okay, perhaps to me you are. So that's good enough. And I mean, I know I get what you mean, 100%, because Singapore, Asian conservative country, usually we don't like to share too much about personal experiences. So no, that's why I respect you a lot for it. And I mean, in all the articles, I'm sure a lot of people read them as well. And I think that a lot of people will feel the same way as me. So keep doing what you're doing. You're a fantastic person. And so yeah, anyways, we're nearing towards the end of the podcast already. I'm just gonna ask like just two more questions. So one is, I just want to know, like, outside of running, like, do you have any other interests or hobby, or what do you like to do, basically?
yeah, I still do cheerleading
Okay.
recreationally, even though a lot of people ask me not to. Yeah,
Yeah.
but I do
Why why
have like
why why they ask you not to? Can get injured
because
or?
like because it's like another sport, and like they're afraid that I'm gonna get injured or I'm gonna get like more tired from doing
I
this sport.
see.
Yeah, because cheerleading is a high risk sport. Yeah, but I have a lot of fun in cheerleading, honestly. Like it's not my first love, it's still my second love. Yeah, but yeah, because during uni you gotta I don't know, have you ever seen cheerleading before?
All
Like
I
the
know is that just a few months ago, my sister, my younger sister, was in cheerleading.
Oh,
She did a move, I don't know, with someone, and then she landed on the floor. There was no mat. I was asking her, why is there no mat? And
was
then
that no
her,
bad?
yeah, that's why. And her leg or ankle or something twisted, and then she was out. She was a dancer, so she was doing cheerleading she wanted to start cheerleading on the side. And then that
Oh,
happened, and then I think she probably had some trauma now or something of cheerleading.
is
I
it in
was asking
Singapore?
her, yeah, in Singapore. I was asking her why was there no mat? So anyways, yeah.
Oh, okay.
But anyways, yeah, I don't know much about cheerleading other than her, my sister.
I see. But yeah. It's, I mean, these kind of things happen. I'm not sure whether it could have been prevented in your sister's case, but
Definitely.
yeah. Yeah. As in, you get what I mean. Yeah. So
Yeah.
I mean, injuries do happen from other sports. So yeah, that's why. But I don't know. I still do enjoy cheerleading, especially because it started with like my friends, and we're all kind of like retired from cheerleading, but we just get together to do this because it's like good exercise for them, and also like we get to see each other. Yeah, so it's fine.
Awesome. Okay.
I ran my very first race, right? Back in the B Division 1. Before I started the race, I told myself to not leave with any regrets. So basically, it's just to put 100% and 101% into the race, knowing that you finish the race like completely breathless and you cannot give any more. Yeah. So I guess that's something that I will always remember. Yeah.